Let's play some more Astronarch. Let's climb these corruption levels. So last time we beat corruption level 2. So we're gonna do corruption level 3 today. Elites have more HP. On top of normal enemies having more HP and are starting with 0 gold. I think the team I'm gonna go with today is the Gladiator, the Ronin and the Wildmage. Haven't played with those too much. I could see swapping one out for the Cleric, so we actually do have a heal available. That could be quite nice, especially with the Gladiator's growing health. Otherwise we probably have to split the damage between multiple targets. Yeah, let's try this. This might just work out. If we split the damage between the Wildmage and the Gladiator. What do we want? It's probably attack. Gladiator doesn't care about max HP. No, he does. He gets huge max HP, so 10% would add nicely to that. Wildmage cares about max HP, Ronin only cares about attack damage, pretty much nothing else. Speed does matter a little bit for the bleeds, if we want to build into that. Wildmage cares about ability cost. So does the Ronin actually. Gladiator less so. Gladiator is only gonna be our tank. Defense? Let's go with the Magician. Let's see if we can make the Wildmage and the Ronin spam their abilities a lot. That could be pretty good. We don't have healing, so we probably go to the woods. Windling. Attack speed, reduce your target speed and apply ruin. Who do I want you to hit? Probably the Gladiator over the Wildmage actually. Uh-oh. There goes the Gladiator. That was close though. Tundra Talisman. Apply frost to all enemies every 3 seconds. Slows them down is nice. Bone Spike armor. Royal Morningstar. That could be pretty decent right now. Do we have a fast attacking unit? We do, the Wildmage. The Wildmage also doesn't care too much about losing speed and does care about attack. Sure. Let's get the Morningstar. Get some stuns in there. Direwolf needs to go down quickly, otherwise we'll call it additional allies. Attack stack bleeds. Bleeds pierce shields. The Wildmage might actually be the better tank at the moment. Let's try this. At least until the Gladiator has stacked up some max HP. Attacks increase your defense by 2. Sure. Or do I want the Shadow Boots? 20 attack for 6 seconds. That means the first cast from the Ronin will be affected. Sure. Seems good enough. Select an upgraded item. All heroes start with less max HP. 7 morale. That's more than I would lose when I lose a fight. Let's get an upgraded item in here. Noble Ward. Hi, Chris. Welcome. Upgrade a Noble Ward. Gain 4 negate. That's gonna be very helpful against some enemies. Your active ability increases your speed by 20%. That could be something on the Wildmage. Lich Wraps could also be nice. Quick starting the Wildmage, but I'm gonna go with Noble Ward here. It's just a lot of HP defense and the negate. Just a lot of protection overall. Attacks apply Ruin and apply Poison. Increases their speed. Sure. I think we can deal with that enemy pretty well thanks to the negates, preventing the first few stacks of poison and thus preventing us from taking too much damage early. Tower Shields, Soul Slicer, attacks deal an additional 100% attack damage to your target if they have any shield. That could be decent. Well, Index, we don't care too much about speed on any of these characters at the moment. Although the Ronin does have a decently high attack stat. Actually, the base attack damage of the Gladiator is higher than that of the Ronin. Even with the bleed taken into consideration, I think. Right now, I just want my tank to survive. So I don't... So that makes the difference between not losing anyone and gaining morale. Or losing a little bit of morale. We don't have a lot of gold, so let's go to the event here. Instead of the merchant. Buy random potion, buy random item for gold. No thanks. I specifically wanted to avoid the shop. Ancient Defender. I want to move this over to the Gladiator and then have the second enemy tanked by the Wildmage. Let's compare their stats real quick. So he has 730 HP, 35 death. Most of the damage this guy deals won't be piercing, but some will. So that's about 1000 effective HP. The Wildmage has 12 health. Okay, and no, 12 health. So 812 health. And 30 defense. So that's a bit more effective HP. Less of it dependent on defense. So yeah, I think the Wildmage is just a better tank at the moment. That will of course change once the Gladiator gets his 4 glory stacked up quite a bit, but for now, let's keep the Wildmage there. Uh-oh. Wildmage is not gonna survive this. But we should win anyways. I hope at least. Nope. That sucks. Oh, I hate losing a boss fight early. An elite fight early. Let's try again. With one more item in the Arcane Stabilizer. Also, this one seems like it's gonna be a bit easier. He punishes speed and he punishes healing, and we don't have high speed or high healing, so I think we will be mostly fine. Yeah, that one was super easy. Let's take an Enchanter's Chainmail, immunity to burn. If we upgrade it, we can make some fights very easy by just disabling some of the most important abilities of the enemies. Let's upgrade the Wildmage as active for more damage. We eventually wanna use the Wildmage as primary damage dealing caster, so that's gonna be good. Here we split the damage. Attacks heal you for the damage dealt. Reduce a random enemy's max HP by 150. Sure. negated on the Wildmage, the debuff. It looks like we need a more focus there, but top guy is down, the Wildmage is still healthy enough. Looks good. Book of the First. Unstable Orb. Forgotten Idol. Your active ability deals 75% piercing attack damage to your target. Could go on the Wildmage or even the Ronin for a while. Honestly, even the Gladiator. Spore Spewer. We definitely, this guy, instead of dealing damage, your attacks apply poison to your target and any adjacent. That's annoying. So we have to tank all with one unit or have the poison spill over. Attacks reduce your target's attack, poison your target. At least we have Noble War protecting us against the first 4 applications of poison. You only poison us. You also deal some normal damage. So yeah, the shield is gonna be useful. Let's try. Should have put the Enchanter's Chainmail on. Yeah, we staved off the early poison for quite a while. Maybe that gives us the edge we need to actually finish the fight. Yep, it does. Bone Spike Armor, no. Sleetstone Saber is okay. Attacks cause your target to bleed. If there was any bleed synergy with the Ronin, or any bleed synergy at all in the game, this item would be much more... Well, I haven't unlocked all the characters, so I can't say there is none. I just haven't seen any on the characters I have unlocked. Then these bleed items will be much better. Here I think we go with the Sleetstone Saber to apply some frost. Slow down the enemies a bit. Put that on the Ronin for now. Actually, I should probably switch these around, right? Yeah, higher attack speed, so the Sleetstone triggers more often, and then we move the Forgotten Idol to the Ronin, who has higher attack now. And we should just put the Chainmail on, just in case. Hidden. Target the back row first. Deal 150 to your target. And additional damage equal to 50% of your target's max HP. Attacks reduce your target's defense and speed. We have the Noble War protecting us from that. Crazed Hermit. They deal not a lot of damage actually. We want to focus on the Slitherer, I think. Maybe have it like that, so the Gladiator gets targeted by the Hermit and our Wildmage tanks the Slitherer. These Hermits go down quick, but so does our Gladiator, unfortunately. Maybe I should have moved the tank items over to him or something like that. When an enemy uses an active ability, deal 50 piercing to them. Not really what I want. I think I'll pick up the Lich Reps, just so we have some caster scaling going on. For now, they go on the Ronin. Poison your target and any adjacent enemies for 50% attack damage. That's okay. We have the Noble Ward. Gains frail defense. Attackers take some piercing damage. That shouldn't be too bad. Let's go. The Noble Ward is really a key player here, preventing a lot of these abilities that would otherwise overwhelm us quite quickly, because the base DPS of this enemy is very low. So if we can negate the poison, then not much is happening to us at all. The additional damage equal to 3% of your current HP, that could be good on the Gladiator. We could also pick up the Whirlwind Axe to make you proc your items a bit more often. But I think I'm gonna go for the club. Let's upgrade the gladiators for glory. That's an extra 80 HP right now, but it will continue to scale up over the run. Gain an ancient item for 6 morale. Yes, please. Deathbringer. Your attacks have a 5% chance to deal an additional 666% piercing attack damage. Who do we put this on? Probably on the Ronin? Probably on the Ronin for now. And we probably don't want the Morning Star or the Forgotten Idol there. And the Morning Star is still okay, I guess. No. I think we move that onto the Gladiator. At least as long as we don't have him tank. Let's go to the merchant to upgrade our items before we fight the boss. This is the forest boss. I don't remember exactly what they're doing. Ancient Codex. Could be an interesting item. Especially if we go for something like a Blood Mage as our next unit. I think I'll pick that up. I'll sell this club to make room for the upgrade. And I'm gonna upgrade the Noble Ward, I think. No, actually the Enchanter's Chainmail, which we're gonna use on the Wildmage. That prevents pretty much any piercing damage from getting through the shield, the Arcane Barrier, or the Arcane Stabilizer. So that's gonna be pretty helpful. One final battle before the boss. What do you do? Poison and increase speed, so we want to kill you first. You're also doing... No, you're doing enfeeble, attack debuffs. Attack and defense debuffs. We have poison immunity on you now with the Enchanter's Chainmail. We could have that on anyone though. Feral Druid, for every defeated ally, reduce your active ability cost and increase your attack. But you do very low damage at the start. I'm gonna give you the Tower Shield though, just so you can be a bit more tanky. And move the boots over to the Ronin. I don't think we need the stun as much. Just want the burst damage from the boots to take down some enemies early on. I think that should work. We do have the Holy Water, which can be a very powerful defensive move. This guy got healed to full by the Druid, but they are now dead. Okay, I think we are okay here. Nice. Cosmos Mantle, a lot of starting MP, some defense. Enchanter's Tome, gain immunity to silence. Okay. That might be important in some fights. Not right now, I don't think. Apply Ruin and Bleed. We are immune to Bleed. We don't care about Ruin. Deal piercing damage for every Bleed effect. We might not need the Noble Ward, but I think the upgraded Noble Ward is still our best defensive item, so I'm gonna keep it on. Yeah, I feel like this boss is pretty easy if you're immune to bleed. So I don't think we have to do anything here. 20 starting MP. I think the -4 ability cost. Yeah, should be a little better. Barely. Let's give you the hammer, actually. The -20% speed is really a downside when we're using the Deathbringer. You know what? I'm not gonna use the hammer. I'll give you the Ancient Codex. Even though you most likely won't take damage at all. But if so, it's gonna be late in the fight when your ability will hit the hardest. Yeah, we are almost taking no damage here on the Wildmage, so... Ruin finally caught up. Yeah, that was pretty easy. Headrest of Fury. Your active ability increases your attack by 12. And Net's Crystal Weaver. Whenever you use active ability, gain a shield equal to part of your attack and gain 5 defense. Either could scale well on the Wildmage. I'm gonna go with the Headrest. I want to make that Wildmage into a very aggressive high damage caster. And I think I'm gonna pick up the Blood Mage here. As our healer for now. Blood Mage does want... does want both abilities upgraded, I think. You know what? It might be that we want the active upgraded and we use the Blood Mage as a frontliner together with the Ancient Codex, while at or below 50% max HP or active ability costs less, so they heal a lot from the Mirror Pain. Ideally we would upgrade this once. Double the effect of potions, heroes deal 20 piercing damage to attackers. None of these really excite me. Tower is decent, but we don't really have a ton of shields. I'm gonna go for the Queen of Pentacles. So items received from combat and events are twice as likely to be upgraded. Let's go for the streets. We have pretty good front-loaded damage, so we can often kill enemies before they get their powerful spells off. Now the question is... let's get the Gladiator's health upgraded even more. And the Wild Mage's... or the Blood Mage's ability. I'm gonna go for the Wild Mage's for now. I think our main tank becomes the Gladiator now with the higher HP pool. Do we need Bleed, Burn or Poison immunity? We don't. So let's bring this, the Arcane Stabilizer. This is 30 defense. This is gonna be 30 frail defense and a little bit of HP. Honestly, just a straight up defense is gonna be better. I'm gonna move the Wild Mage, actually the Ronin over here. We want the things that trigger off of active items. No, of active skills on the Wild Mage now. Ancient Codex can still go on the Blood Mage because he still sacrifices HP, so this will eventually activate. Salem's Shadow Bow can stay on the Ronin. Starting MP is good on the Wild Mage because it's 40 starting MP, so he's gonna get the Wild Burst off pretty early for the first time. Actually the Headrest of Fury wants to be on him, huh? That might be more important than the Lich's Reps. The Lich's Reps, I guess, can go on the Blood Mage. Sleetstone Saber, the speed buffs and attack buffs, we do want to stack on the Ronin, I think. Your base attacks don't matter too much, so I'm just gonna give you the Morningstar for the stun chance. 315 to a random enemy, if that hits our Ronin twice, we're still okay. If it hits our Blood Mage at the wrong time, we could be in danger. But I think that's fine. Didn't hit our Blood Mage. Second one did. Oh! Wildmage is doing good damage now. Slit off and kunai. No, we're not sucking death too much on anyone. Honestly, these are all rather unimpressive. I'm gonna take the gold. I don't think I would replace any of the items we currently have equipped with any of these. Gain 500 shield. Attackers have a 20% chance to grant you negate and apply negate to themselves, so we have a hard time stacking up buffs or debuffs. Remove all of your target's MP and deal piercing damage. You won't have that much HP, just 54. We could lower it a bit more with the Lich's rep, but that's never gonna be that much piercing damage. Even in the worst case, it's only gonna be like 150. And their abilities are rather slow. Disarmed. Nice. Where did that come from? I'm not sure who here can actually disarm. That's a stun. Oh! The Ronin can disarm. I forgot about that. Bandit Hood Hexback I always find kind of solid. Oaken Knot on the Gladiator could be nice though. I'm gonna go with that. Health Potion. Probably better for us than the Royal Remedy. Applying poison. We do want to go for this elite, I think. But let's stay in the streets just a little bit longer. Doomsayer. I really wish I could focus on you, but I can't. Doom. Doom is annoying, but we do have the Noble Ward, so we should be fine. Yeah, honestly, we are... Well, it's to all enemies, but... I think we will be fine nonetheless. We're not attacking them at the moment. Here comes the first Doom. Yep, and immediately after she dies. Full plate armor, 44 death, I could see that. I could also see a Cosmos Mantle to get some starting MP on someone. But let's go with the upgraded one here. Gladiator already has a lot of HP, so stacking more HP is not ideal, even though the shield and healing does scale with MP, death also does. And with the Enchanter's Chainmail, we are resistant or immune to many of the effects that would otherwise penetrate defense. Attackers have a chance to miss and reduce their max HP. Apply Frost and Ruin and some damage to all enemies. Starts healing when low. Deals damage to your target and apply Ruin. Gain 30 MP. Change your target to another random enemy. I think we want to focus on a Foul Phantom. Oaken Knot. Oaken Knot is good. The 2% HP per second is actually... Wait, it's every 2 seconds. 1% per second then. That's 12 healing per second on the Gladiator. Probably not worth putting on right now over the upgraded defense items, but if upgraded, I would definitely consider it. Ronin. Ah, that guy switched randomly to target the Ronin. That was annoying. Gain 40% more MP per second. That is nice. We don't have anyone who scales defense. Impaler? Impaler could be good on the Ronin. Who is actually caring quite a bit about his base damage. Deathbringer is already piercing though, so that doesn't matter too much. For that and the bleed. I'm gonna go with the Mana Spring Amulet and put that on the Wildmage. Mother Rat. Every 6 seconds, summon a Stinkrat and redirect attackers to it. I want the Bloodmage to be my off-tank here, I think. We also want the Bloodmage to have some defensive items. Like this, probably. Piercing damage to your target equal to your target's HP. Ah, yeah. Actually, we might want to have the Bloodmage tank the Mother Red then. That's a lot of DPS coming in though. Maybe not. I'm gonna use the Mana Bomb. Or maybe the Holy Water to just block the lethal. We didn't even need it. Royal Arbalest, Safety Slime, Whirlwind Axe. Gonna go with the Arbalest so we have the ability to target backliners if necessary. Does the Ronin upgrade the disarm chance? He does. That could be something. Let's go for the merchant first. See what options we have there. 211 gold. We have the chance to get some upgrades. Life-giving chamber is interesting, especially if we make the Blood Mage our main tank and have the Gladiator be our secondary tank, which might be something we do later on. Actually, if we upgrade the Ancient Codex, we probably could do so right now. I also want to upgrade the Enchanter's Tome to get rid of the Frost and active ability cost upgrades, as well as the Headdress of Fury to make the Wildmage scale better. I'm gonna go with the Enchanter's Tome for now. I could see myself selling the ability orb to get an upgrade on an item instead. The ability on the Wildmage doesn't matter. The ability on the Ronin does matter a little bit. The ability on the Bloodmage could matter. It's actually quite nice to have. Maybe I don't sell the ability orb. What other items can I sell? The Royal Morningstar, no problem. Forgotten Idol, no problem. Some potions, I could, I guess. Arcane Stabilizer, probably. I think we can get another upgrade out of this. We don't synergize with poison, so the royal remedies are not hugely important to us. I think the final upgrade here is unnecessary. Yeah, it's just 75. We already go down to 16 MP, so the Blood Mage will be casting quite a lot anyways. Let's go with the Headdress. We want the Wild Mage to scale up faster. And I will actually use this ability orb on the Ronin for higher disarm chance. That reduces the incoming damage, makes our tanks more survivable. I think... Okay, Bandit Baron. Active ability costs an extra 20% MP and you gain 20% of the MP expanded. Let's move the Enchanter's Tome over to the Blood Mage, because I do want to have you as the main tank here. Attack damage, he does apply bleed if there are no buffs to steal. Blood Mage doesn't buff himself, so we might want to use the Enchanter's Chainmail. Wild Mage does buff. Oaken Knot is definitely not what we want on you. Let's move the Lich's Wrap over on you, getting us some starting MP. The 280 bleed damage, I think, is survivable on our units. Although we might as well move everyone over here, so the Blood Mage will at least start healing them, if that is necessary. We could also upgrade the Gladiator to be a bit more aggressive. I think that's what we go for here. Immune to ability cost increases. You have increased attack from the Salem's Shadow Boot. There goes our Blood Mage. It's not quite enough healing. We would need to upgrade his ability at the very least. Not this one, the active. Attack and active ability damage you take have a 12% chance to be prevented. It's not that amazing, but it's solid. And if nothing else, it has the highest resale value of all of these items. Confused Merchant. That is unfortunate timing. Maybe we want to sell some stuff to get another upgrade. That's 40, 60, yeah, sure. I'm gonna get you immunity to Doom as well, I think. Nope. We're gonna scale our damage further with the Headdress of Fury on the Wildmage. I'm gonna go for the normal battle up here in the alleys. Sniper Viper. 400% attack damage. We have to split those up, otherwise they're gonna one-shot our guys. Droning dies to the third hit, I think. You hit random enemies. Let's see if that works. I'm a bit worried here. That if we don't focus our damage, we will eventually lose to these guys. No, the second hint doesn't kill anyone, and we win before that. Nice. Giant's Club, Bound Elements, Starry Songbird. Active ability increases your speed. Well, you are scaling your attack, so if you also scale your speed, then maybe your damage is gonna be huge. Like normal attack damage. Could be a thing. Gain Holy Water. All heroes gain 50% max HP next combat. Heal next combat. I don't want to lose 12 morale, that's a bit too much. I'm just gonna fill a vial with Holy Water. Seems fine. Heals a bit. Enemy who has dealt the most damage takes a huge hit. That's a bit unfortunate, because that's usually gonna target my Wildmage and I don't really have the ability to heal them up. It is not piercing though, so I can probably protect them with something like a full plate armor. Yeah, usually the Wildmage leads by quite a bit, so we definitely want the Ronin not to be the main target here. Although if Deathbringer procs, maybe the Ronin takes over. I'm not sure. We want to move the defensive items back onto the Gladiator. That would look something like this, I would assume. Let's see. Yeah, there comes the stun on the Wildmage, but with the plate, they're not in too much danger to die here. The next one, though, will probably be lethal, so I'm gonna use the mana bomb to prevent it. High Elf Claymore, that is okay. Bandithood upgraded. Sure. Gives us some gold. Later on we sell it. That goes on the Blood Mage. That's a huge increase in self-healing potential. These guys are a joke. They only apply burns. We're gonna do it like this. So the burn is adjacent. So it's only to adjacent enemies. Attackers lose MP. That sucks, but shouldn't be too big of a deal. Although we probably don't want speed on you when attackers lose MP, because MP is mostly what you scale with. So let's put some attack on you. Then you target the backliner, which is not quite what we want, but your ability still goes to random targets, so that shouldn't be a huge deal. Anything else we need to adjust here? We don't need the Enchanter's Tome on you, actually. We can move the Enchanter's Tome back onto the Wildmage, so then can cast almost immediately. And give you the Noble Ward just for the extra defense, and actually no, the full plate armor is probably better. You can have the Starry Songbird, sure. And actually the Salem Shadow Boots as well. You gain Divine. Ouch. The Divine is actually a problem for the Blood Mage. Symbiote. Reduce the cost of your active ability by 3 each time it's used. I don't think we need that on the Wild Mage, but it could help. Maybe we want it on the Blood Mage. We'll have to see. The Blood Mage being the tank is certainly very experimental and maybe not the greatest idea. All enemies are poisoned, so we want poison immunity on one of them, maybe the Noble Ward on another. Bleed immunity helps against the Card Shark. Fleetfoot Mugger, probably want to off-tank that with the Gladiator. So let's get some defensive items on the Gladiator. Still trying to make the Blood Mage work as a tank. Maybe what we need is the Mana Spring Amulet on him. Maybe not though. Let's see how this goes. So Blood Mage gets brought below 50% and immediately uses their ability. Yeah, that in theory should work, and it worked well here. I'm gonna pick up the Soul Slicer in case we have to fight enemies with shield. Lost Backpack, High Elf Claymore, pre-upgraded. I really don't like the Deathbringer too much. Maybe I just replace it with a High Elf Claymore. Although, maybe I want to speed more on you. We'll see. Let's see who our boss is. The Blighted Hag. Gains shield while shield is active, poison attackers. Apply major curse to all enemies. You are immune to poison, you have the Noble Ward. Backliners will take the poison damage. You start with a huge shield. Let's get the Soul Slicer on there. The Sleetstone Saber can go on the Gladiator. I do want the Noble Ward on them. The first cast being this early matters a lot, I think. I'll keep the Enchanter's Tome on the Wildmage. Because after the first cast, they gain a ton of attack. So even their auto attacks start mattering at that point. Let's see how this goes. Ronin is doing quite a bit of extra damage with the Soul Slicer there. But the Wildmage is really popping off. That one is an easy choice. The ability orb we can save for potentially someone. Maiden's Mirror could be good for the Blood Mage. We don't care too much about speed. No one scales particularly well off of speed. Or rather gets their scaling online with speed like a Berserker would. Who am I gonna pick up? Kinda want another healer perhaps. Although that might not be necessary. And maybe... The Maiden's Mirror would only be good on the Blood Mage, but it will be pretty good there. Pharaoh's Mark, if I save up gold, that could be strong. That could be worth it. The Maiden's Mirror on the Blood Mage could also be good. I'll take the Mirror. Not sure if I'm gonna use it or not, but we'll see. Let's see, who's gonna be our final member of the team? I'm thinking the Assassin. With the silence... And just being hidden in general is nice, although we can make anyone hidden with a bandit's hood, so we don't really need to care about that too much. The Outlaw could be decent as well, tanking some damage. Or we take the Cleric just to dispel negative effects, have a little bit of extra healing, even though it doesn't really seem like the Blood Mage needs extra healing on top of what he already has. Most of the time. Berserker would be a good way to scale off of our speed items. We could move them over to the Berserker, maybe add the Deathbringer onto him. But it also gives us access to Ruin, which might be important. This is access to Ruin, this is access to Silence, this is access to Dispel. The Outlaw doesn't really bring anything unique to the table, so I think I'm not gonna pick them. I kinda wanna pick one that is at level 0 right now. Just to level them up relatively equally. The Druid could give us access to Negate if we were to go for that. I'm actually gonna go with the Assassin though. No. Let's go with the Berserker. Then we have someone to give these attack speed items to. Like the Bandit's Hood, for example. That also makes them hidden. Shield gain is increased. Merchant prices are reduced. Yeah, King of Wands. I like the reduced merchant prices a lot. Hunger for Magic. That could be a problem with the Wildmage, I think. These are the ones that revive after death. Let's go to the top. I want to see what that exactly entails. Attack deal double damage if the target has shield. That's not going to be a huge problem. Can 20 attack whenever an enemy uses an active ability. That's going to be a huge problem. Redirect any enemies targeting you to their next target. That's also going to be a problem. We actually want the Berserker to scale his attack damage up pretty quickly. Yeah, the Frost Drake scares me. We can't really silence them. We prevent them from using Dive Bomb. We don't have any potions that would do that either. Remove random negative effect from all allies and heal them. We're not applying that many negative effects, except maybe for the disarm and bleed from the Ronin. So that shouldn't be a huge problem. This might be tough. I'm gonna give you the Ochre Knot, move these items over to the Berserker, so he can scale up his attack a bit quicker actually. I want the Deathbringer here. You apply Frost, maybe I should move the Enchanter's Tome. Yeah, that... We might have to switch over the Noble Ward, so we prevent the Frost on you as well, because you care about active ability cost quite a bit. And we have one more open slot on the Ronin. What happens if we give you the Arbalest? That won't make you target the other line. Yeah, more attack on you is nice. Although we might want the Ronin. Redirect any enemies targeting you. Yeah, I guess there's no point on focusing on the Frostrake. We're not gonna take them down that quickly. And adjacent enemies. What if we do it like this? Or maybe even like that. So these are immune to Frost. The Man-Eater Mantis is pretty brutal against the Gladiator though. They hit for % of max HP with their skill. I think this is what we have to do here. We might have to use a holy water or something to get through this. The Wildmage is working quite well though. They are spamming their abilities quite often. Upgraded Shadow Boots Calamities. Your attacks deal an additional 70% attack damage to all enemies. The Berserker can use that. We could also use it on a Wildmage because of the Headdress of Fury, scaling up their attack. That's a 70% of... Well, that's 70% damage. This is... Yeah, that's just much more damage than the Deathbringer, so let's take it. Yeah, these top line battles are scary. We have shielded enemies, which the Ronin is gonna be good against. I could even see the Ronin taking out one of these by himself if we switch things around a bit. Equal to your current HP. Any debuffs we need to look out for? Apply Frost to attackers. It's not gonna be that important. Sure, I think this works. Oof. Yeah, the Blood Mage needs a bit more defenses before this really works with the Ancient Codex. Necrophage, attack supply leech. Ah, that is good. And it's already upgraded, so it applies leech to multiple targets. That's just too good to turn down. We'll see how we end up managing that. Another Frost Rake. Oof. Flare Fox, apply a burning. As long as we are immune to burn, the Flare Fox is not that scary. You are targeting the Flare Fox like this, which I don't want, so let's give you this thing instead. Mostly because I want to apply... Well, we apply Leech to anyone, so actually targeting the Flare Fox is better than just targeting the Frost Rake first, and then you will hit everyone with the Rising Gale at least. Noble Ward should prevent the frost. The burning is prevented by the chainmail. We need the Ancient Codex. I think that's how we do things, except we switch those around so the Nightwood Imp actually targets the Gladiator. That worked. Seeker of Virtue, that's gonna be quite good now. A major blessing for every 5 morale we have. We could put that on pretty much anyone, but mostly the units that care about attack, defense, speed, or healing. Berserker cares about both attack and speed, so maybe it's best on them. While most others only care about either attack or speed. Maybe some more attack on the Blood Mage would be nice. And the Blood Mage does care about defense as well. So maybe. We have attackers gain frost. You stun the target for 1 second. We don't have immunity to stuns yet. I think I want to focus on the stunning guy first. Having you off tank 1 Court Wizard should be fine, right? You should be able to take that. Let's give you a Noble Ward to prevent the frost applications. Actually, let's give you the Noble Ward, and there's no poison, burn, and bleed in this fight. I want the Sleetstone Saber back. But we are fighting enemies with shields. Let's actually give you the Sleetstone Saber instead of the Arbalest. Oh, the stun is very scary for the Blood Mage. Immunity to disarm. Do we care about disarm on anyone? It's not that big of a deal. Upgraded Royal Morningstar. Still doesn't make it great, but it's reasonable, I guess. Could go on the Ronin. The Ronin cares more about their attack than their speed. Let's take it. Yeah, let's actually give the higher speed items to the Berserker and give the higher attack items to the Ronin. That might make a bit more sense here. Ghoul Bullies. We have two Undying Wards here. that make enemies continue fighting. You target the backline, probably want you to target the gladiator then. To random enemy 3 times. Sure. Once defeated, apply 3 revenge to the enemy who has dealt the most damage. Deal damage equal to your missing HP to the target. We definitely want to focus them down. So the berserker hitting that one of these. And also the calamity might be a problem here. Actually we want... I think we have to switch these out. And the Ronin is probably a better fit to deal with these risen savages. Let's see. Oof, there was a burst that took out the Blood Mage. But we still won. Every 4 attack, you and a random adjacent ally gain negate. I don't really like any of these, but that might have some use in some fights. Let's go for an elite. Ah yes, the Warden. Random enemy and apply a bleed, move the target away and stun them. We can't have that hit the Blood Mage. Otherwise we're in trouble. We don't want everyone to target the Blood Mage. The gladiator should at least tank some damage here. Maybe something like this. We will hit the backliners with the Calamity and the Wildmage's spell. So that should help with cleaning these up. Oh, yeah, burst damage is a problem for the Blood Mage tank. He can stay alive pretty well. Counting on you, Ronin. Uh-oh. Should have used the holy water there once we started losing people. That sucked. This enemy is also quite annoying. Defense by 30, strike twice, strike 2 additional adjacent enemies. So we definitely don't want to have anyone adjacent to you at the start. Or move your target away from their adjacent allies. Deal storm attacks all enemies. Calamity is still better than the Deathbringer. You don't have shields. We don't really need negates, right? Disarm your target. Disarm is not our not our highest problem. Think we're gonna make you into an offensive character here as best we can, and then go. Uh-oh. Oh, he's still targeting the Blood Mage show. This looks a lot better. Ability Orb, who do we want to upgrade? Probably the Ronin now. How does the Ronin's ability upgrade? If we use it more often, it gets even stronger. Might not be what I want here. I think I will sell this one. I think the only abilities we really care about are the Wild Mages and the Blood Mages. Let's actually get some upgrades right now. We have a lot of money and quite a few items to sell. Demon Prison. I don't really get the point of that item. I could go with the Ancient Codex for extra safety. Let's sell the Ability Orb for sure. I'm gonna go with the Mana Spring Amulet, so we can cast even more often with the Wildmage. I think I will go with the Noble Ward for more negates and higher stats, and then go for the Seeker. Because these blessings matter a lot. Attack, defense, and heal over time are all good on the Blood Mage. More maximum HP would be nice, but we can't really get that. 800 ought to be enough. Then sometimes we need an off-tank. Full plate armor, Enchanter's Chainmail, and Oakenknot can provide that on the Gladiator. Salem's Shadow Boots I don't think are gonna be any good. Maiden's Mirror is not gonna be any good. Lich's Reps and Starry Songbird probably aren't great either. You know what? I'm gonna restock. I was hoping to find the Life Giver here to put on a Gladiator. That would be a huge help actually. Avalanche, we don't stack Frost. Helm of the Mad King. Probably no to that. I don't think we need to upgrade the Necrophage any further. The Calamity could be helpful though. Maybe we upgrade the Symbiote. When we don't need the Enchanter's Tome, we put the Symbiote on the Wildmage. I like the idea of that. We don't need the Book of the First, so get another upgrade on the Symbiote. So we have our Wildmage fully equipped. After all, he's gonna be our main carry. And then we move on. Attackers have a 35% chance to miss. Deal 200% attack damage and apply 5 leech. And die. Gains tons of shield, attacks apply minor curse and deal piercing damage to your target and any adjacent enemies. Remove all of your target's MP and apply burn, dealing damage. Apply burn. We do have the Noble Ward that should usually take care of it. We might want to put on the Enchanter's Chainmail though. We have to split these enemies unless we split our units. Could be what we do. That might be good. I'm a bit worried. If they all attack at the same time, our Blood Mage is probably gonna die. But they do have quite different speeds, so that might not happen. We're not gonna kill this corrupting spawn in time with the Ronin. So let's start focusing on the backliner instead. The front one might die in time. There goes our Blood Mage. I hope our Gladiator can make it. Let's go the... that wasn't necessary. Our damage really scales up pretty quickly. Immunity to disarmors and stuns. Yes. That might matter a lot. Want to move back to the middle line. That's probably the easiest to deal with for us. Attack damage, gain speed and MP on attacks. So these scale up. Attack damage and stun. We might need the stun protection on you. Then we give the Seek of Virtue to you instead. You might need some defense because that's quite a bit of damage that's incoming there. So let's move these defensive items over to you. Maybe even the Oaken Knot. That's probably not necessary. Let's go. And Wildmage is doing a great job keeping alive again. Champion Scout? That could be actually a way of scaling defense? Maybe. Defense Gauntlet could actually be decent on the Blood Mage, although a shield for 5% of your max HP is a pretty small one. And we wouldn't need to upgrade it for it to really be good, so no to that. Paper Thin Pitch Black Window, the Interstellar Cellar. I'm gonna gain the max HP. We wanted some more max HP on the Blood Mage, and now we had the chance to get it. Cost us dearly with having revenge on everyone, but we'll see. Each time 30% deal damage and stun to all enemies. We do have the Enchanter's Brand. Deal attack damage, remove a positive effect and apply a poison. That means we probably want the Enchanter's Chainmail as well. I hope this is gonna be enough to keep the Blood Mage alive. The Revenge is also very scary. Do we have a Dispelling Potion? We don't. We don't have shields or anything. We're poison immune though. How bad can it really be? Poison and stun immune. Probably not too bad then. Your base damage is acceptable. We seem to be able to out-heal it, yes. Nice. Another ability orb, Tower Shield upgraded. I'm gonna take a High Elf Claymore and give it to the Berserker. I think I prefer the Sleetstone Saber on the Ronin. Actually, this is better. Our final merchant before the final boss. Time to sell this. Warlord's Burden. At the start of combat, take piercing damage equal to 50% of your max HP, gain 20 attack and 15 speed. That could be a thing. And there's still one item I'm looking for, so I'm gonna restock. Didn't find it. Oh, I could keep rerolling. Wildmage's great stuff. No. Crystal Weaver. Haldonir's Cursed Blades. This might be fruitless. But there's one item I really want to find. And it's this one, Life-Giving Chamber. Let's see if we can upgrade it. That's really what should push us over the edge. With giving 25% of the max HP of the Gladiator to the Blood Mage and everyone else. We don't need the Deathbringer anymore. Champion Scout might be better. With the HP, no. Well, it also gives some attack. Could be a decent off-tank item on the Gladiator. Probably not the Oaken Knot. I want to keep the Enchanter's Tome. We won't need the Royal Arbalest anymore. These health potions are also quite insignificant by now. Can we get another 65? What if we sold all of these? We want to keep the Enchanter's Tome. That might not be worth it. Oh well. Let's upgrade the life-giving chamber once. No, I really want to upgrade it one more time. Sure. We go for it. There we go. All heroes gain 75% of 50% of the gladiator's life. That's gonna be, yeah, 675 extra max life on everyone except for the gladiator. That should make a huge difference in our blood mage surviving. It also means we only want the blood mage to tank. These guys gain shield, gain frail defense, attackers take piercing damage, increase their speed to your target and an enemy directly behind them. It's probably gonna be the Berserker, who will heal up quite a lot with the life-giving chamber, the life steal and his innate ability. You apply burn, we're immune to that. We don't need to be immune to stun. So I think I move the... Although that gives attack, but still. I want the HP and death. Well, the HP on you is good though. Actually, I want the Seeker of Virtue. That's even better. Yeah, look at that. No one can really hurt us anymore. Gladiator out-healed the Blood Mage in this fight. Wildmage scaling like crazy. Gonna go with the Lover Safeguard here. Probably not gonna use it, but who knows. Who's our boss? The Hydra. Deal 200% attack damage to your target and apply leech. Apply poison, frost, stun and burn, divided randomly among your target and any adjacent enemies. So we're just gonna make you immune to poison, burn and stun. You can take the frost, I guess. And make sure you have no adjacent allies. I also think the frost is the first one to get removed, but I'm not sure. We don't stack debuffs, so we should be able to deal with this enemy pretty well, to be honest. That's more speed on the Berserker actually, so we can stack Necrophage easier. Necrophage is a debuff we apply, I suppose. The Gladiator wants to be the next target and he wants the Noble Ward just in case our Blood Mage happens to die for whatever reason. Which I see as very unlikely. Although the Frost can be a problem because it makes the ability cost more, so we don't quite get it to as low as we wanted, but it worked out. Crown of the Banshee, no. Final Bastion, no. And Scourge of the Wastes. Your attacks apply Ruin, Frost, Silence or a Poison. That's pretty much always good. The Silence especially. We can't sell these orbs, so let's give this one to the Berserker. And that one, who is doing a lot of damage with their ability. The Blood Mage, of course. The Wild Mage, of course. These already have their abilities upgraded. The Berserker, no. The Gladiator, a little bit. The Ronin, probably most of all. Especially in longer fights. And onwards to the final boss gauntlet. Or rather, we already started the final boss gauntlet, I suppose. We want the Blood Mage to be on their own, only with a stealth guy in their team. The left side is a bit more sketchy. Especially because of the life-giving chamber on the gladiator. I still want to keep that. Actually, maybe we split the damage between the Wildmage and the Ronin. Probably. Maybe we do it like this. Or even like that. You do have the Seeker of Virtue. What are these doing? Applying Leech, right? So we don't need these items on you as much. We actually want the Noble Ward instead. You can have this for more attack. Who gets the Scorch? Berserker actually has the quickest attack speed, even though we don't have any attack speed items on him at the moment. We need to have someone off tank here. It's probably gonna be the Ronin. And we need the Scorch of the Wastes online. Sure, let's try this. We should probably win pretty fast. Yeah, these guys never became a problem. Surprised one of them died later than the others. After all, look at the Wildmage go, just spamming his ability the entire time. That was a lot of damage. And now for the true final boss, which actually should be very easy. I didn't even have my Blood Mage fully equipped for that fight. They do equalize HP. Berserker can heal himself up. That should work. I think that's what we do. Maybe doesn't matter. Yeah, sure. This fight is usually pretty easy. It's just not that scary most of the time. Look at the Wildmage with his 266 attack, 302. Ah, it reset. Remove 2 random positive effects from each enemy. Yeah, that makes sense. So the Wildmage actually didn't do that much damage in this fight because he got his buff cleansed. That's what really gets him going, once he gets his buff up. The Blood Mage was a great tank in the end, but it requires a lot of work and it definitely needs the Ancient Codex. And any stuns, burst damage and such things can immediately kill them, so that's a bit of a problem. The Ronin was a decent supporter. She definitely helped with the disarm, provided actually a reasonable amount of damage as well, compared to like the Gladiator and the Berserker. And the Gladiator had a Calamity. Although this fight wasn't an AoE fight, so the Calamity wasn't particularly good. Still not bad. But something like a High Elf Claymore would probably have been slightly better even. Let alone a speed item. Calamity, if you really stack speed as well, it can be good. On the Berserker, just scaling up speed and then Frenzy, scaling up the attack. Something like that can work. But the Berserker here was really just to fill the final slot, pretty much. And deliver these debuffs with the Necrophage, and potentially could have carried like a Scourge of the Wastes as well. Yeah, we're also getting a bit faster with our runs now.